My name is Gayatri, Lobo Gajiwala, and I'm from India. You can call me Gaya. I work in education, and currently I work with students in high school, which means they're in between 16 to 18, which is a really fun age to work with because I feel a lot of the time, because of all of the questions they ask and the things they want to know, I feel like I'm learning more than I'm teaching. The stories that we heard today were all very moving, incredibly. In fact, every time I heard one of the speakers, it was very difficult for me to not cry. I would tell myself, Gaia, don't cry, don't cry. You don't want the camera to be on your face and find you crying. And it's hard to choose between Cecilia and between Judy and Caroline, but I think for me, because I work in education and I work with young people as an educator, the story that affected me the most was a story that Father George told about having a children's parliament and instating a children's parliament within the villages of India, so that when you want to stop child marriage and you want to stop issues that affect the children, you give the children agency and autonomy, because that is so important when you teach them from a very young age that their voice counts, that their voice and their opinion matters, and that they have the power and the ability to create change. You're telling them that they can be empowered young adults as well. And I think that's really what this is all about, because even though we're talking about women, we're also talking about children, and talking about women and children basically just means we're talking about equality across the board. And we're talking about power, agency, and autonomy. So that, to me, was the story that touched me the most. You know, having a children's government that can actually instigate change. Well, of course, you know, I have the usual memories of Rome that most people have, as in I went to visit the Pantheon and I visited the fountain, the Trevi fountain, and all those things were very beautiful. But one of my most moving experiences was when we had this mass that was very impromptu. We were visiting the sorry, I can't say the name, but we were visiting one of these monuments, and Chantal suddenly said, you know what, do you guys want to have mass here? And Father George said, okay. So we all go in and we're looking through the hymnal and we're trying to pick hymns that we want to sing, and nobody really knows. Father George hasn't planned a homily, and Nicole suddenly decides that she's going to do reflections. And it's all just so impromptu, and it's so beautiful because it all just came from the heart. And I think it was just so moving for me. It was such a beautiful experience to be with all these people who were all in the same mind space, and to experience something so spiritual simultaneously. For me, that was the one experience that I will really treasure and take home.